So, near-death experiences. It's important to remember that they are just that. You're not actually dead and you don't die, because otherwise it wouldn't be called a near-death experience. But what the experience is a liminal transitional state when you're sliding into another, into an altered state of consciousness. And it's nice. You don't feel anxious or like you're falling apart or upset or depressed or anything, and there's a kind of smooth, feel-good, transition. We know that if you take hallucinogens or opioids, the molecules that affect your brain and make you feel good, in this altered state of consciousness, they operate on a lock and key mechanism with the synapses in your brain, with your neurons. So if the external drugs work in this molecular lock and key mechanism, there must be chemicals, similar molecules already in the brain that operate at smaller doses. And so when you have a near-death experience, these natural chemicals maybe are produced in larger doses. We know, for example, there was a scientist named Dr. James Whinnery who was working for the United States Air Force, working with pilots, accelerating them around and around and around in a centrifuge. And they would black out as part of their training. 5Gs, 6Gs, 7Gs, bam, out you go at, let's say, 10Gs. And most of these pilots, they had these little dream-like states where they would be like, oh, I can see a tunnel and I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. I can feel myself floating out of my seat and having these weird sort of experiences. And we know exactly what that is biologically. The blood is being compressed into the middle of the body and into the middle of the brain. The last thing that should go is obviously your brainstem, and that keeps you alive. But the brain, the cortex, is shutting down from the outside in. And that would create this kind of tunneling effect on the back of your skull where your visual cortex is. And recipients of open brain surgery have specified similar experiences. Epileptic patients sometimes are operated on where they cut open the brain and have a poke around with electrodes to see where the seizures are starting. The surgeons get permission from the patients to wake them up while they're under and their brain is cut open, and they poke around with their electrodes. They have a little tap around, and this is one way to map what the brain is doing. If okay, so what do you experience when I tap here? Oh, I just had a vision of my 10th birthday. And you're like, okay, that is where older memories are stored, right there. Well, there's another spot right on the temporal lobes, just above where your ears are, where if you tap it, the person will say, oh, I'm floating out of my body. Oh, I'm up by the ceiling right now. And you tap a little to the right, and oh, my left leg is up. Oh, my right leg is up. Oh, my left arm is up. Oh, I'm floating way up here now. Oh, now I'm coming back down. It's like a rheostat, just controlling how much electricity goes through the neurons in that one particular spot. So we know for sure that near-death experiences are experiences that are in the brain. That people report that they're real, that they have these experiences, but we know for sure that the entire experience is neurologically based. Basically, it's all in your head. It's all in your head.